9,000 crore vanished. A dream project meant to turn Noida into a global sports hub became one of the biggest land scams in modern urban India. Welcome to the story of Noida Sports City, a masterclass in how real estate greed, bureaucratic failure, and regulatory apathy can derail a city's future. In 2007, the Noida Authority launched an ambitious dream, a sports city that would redefine Noida's skyline. The vision: international cricket stadiums, golf courses, Olympic standard arenas, and aquatic centers. It was meant to put Noida on the world's sports map. But behind this glamorous facade lay a chilling reality, exposed years later by the Controller and Auditor General. Systematic failures, regulatory violations, and unchecked financial mismanagement led to losses of over rupees 9,000 crores. And who gained? Private developers, who suffered, the public, and thousands of homebuyers. In April 2008, global consultancy Grant Thornton was brought on board to shape this mega vision. But from the very beginning, red flags were ignored. The first bidding rounds failed. The financials and the project structure were just not viable. By 2010, the project area was reduced from 311 to 150 hectares. The land was then carved out into 4 schemes between 2011 and 2015, totaling 798 acres. Land was allotted, money was exchanged, but the sports infrastructure still just a blueprint. Let us talk numbers. According to the CAG report, here's what was allotted to whom and at what price. Xanadu Estates was awarded Sector 7879 in rupees 848 crores. Logix Infra was awarded Sports City 1 of Sector 150 in rupees 1094 crores. Lotus Greens was awarded Sports City 2 in Sector 150 in rupees 2579 crores. And ATS Homes was awarded Sports City of Sector 152 in rupees 1075 crores. Total collection rupees 5598 crores, and yet not a single international stadium stands on these lands today. Talking about the loopholes and lapses, no approval was taken from the National Capital Region Planning Board, which was a mandatory requirement. Yet, the Noida Authority still pushed the sports city into the city's Master Plan 2031, a plan that was still unapproved. Worse still, the developer qualification criteria were diluted. The recommended minimum net worth was rupees 100 crores, but it was slashed to rupees 80 crores. Turnover eligibility was halved from rupees 400 crores to rupees 200 crores. Result: undercapitalized companies grabbed massive land parcels with no ability and perhaps no intention to build sports infrastructure. 70% of the land was supposed to be used for sports infrastructure, but in reality, a majority was diverted for residential and commercial development. Lots were illegally subdivided into 81 small parcels, bypassing land use restrictions. This alone caused a loss of rupees 437 crores in transfer charges. Almost 46,000 homes were proposed, and yet not one public sports facility has come up. Thousands of homebuyers were sold a dream of living inside a sports city. They were promised integrated townships with modern sports facilities, but instead they got stalled projects, legal disputes, and broken promises. With the Noida Authority turning a blind eye, these buyers were left to fight it out in courts. On March 10, 2025, the Supreme Court of India delivered a landmark ruling. Land allotments were cancelled wherever developers failed to build sports infrastructure. The ED and CBI were directed to speed up investigations into fund misappropriation. The Apex Court also ordered Noida Authority to complete property registrations within 6 months, giving legal rights to affected homebuyers. A much needed step, but is it too little too late? Just a week later, March 17, 2025, the CBI registered FIRs against Xanadu Estates, Lotus Greens, and Logix Infra developers and unnamed officials from Noida Authority. Charges: criminal conspiracy, forgery, and misappropriation under the Prevention of Corruption Act. Meanwhile, Xanadu and Logix have already entered insolvency, a move the courts described as a deliberate escape plan. To avoid another sports city fiasco, here's what the CAG report recommends. Mandatory approvals from the NCRPB before any large urban project development. Strict financial criteria for developers, no more lowering the bar. Independent oversight committees to monitor execution. Escrow accounts for all the project funds to ensure financial transparency. And a public-private partnership model for future sports projects, balancing private investment with public oversight. Noida Sports City could have been India's answer to Olympic-level urban planning. Instead, it became a cautionary tale of how unchecked power, weak regulations, and real estate greed can ruin a city's vision. The Supreme Court may have drawn the line, but what happens next is up to us. Will Noida get its sports city back, or will this remain yet another dream buried under the towers of broken promises? If you found this breakdown insightful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Got thoughts on how Noida can course correct? Drop them in the comments. Until next time, stay informed and stay vigilant. This is Ramkrishna Agrawal signing off.